Alright, everybody, and welcome back to my review of One Piece Chapter 1129. So, starting off, we got another panel from the Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 16. So, here we see as Yamato is going and see. Oh, frick, what's her name? Tama? Yeah, we see that Tama is training to be a Konoichi right now and is training under Shinobu. I forget if we actually like part of me. Okay, yeah. Looking at the wiki, it seems like that was said in chapter 1056, which was uh this. Yeah, right as they're leaving Wano, this was mentioned. God, that was like 80 chapters ago. Jesus, is being trained by Shinobu. Also, Shinobu has gone back uh, to her larger form. I forget if that was mentioned happening during Wano. I forget whether or not we knew that before this point. Again, I'm reviewing these chapters in retrospect, so I don't remember whether this was the chapter that revealed Shinobu had gotten large again, or whether we knew that for a while. But yeah, so all the people inside of this Truman Show type world, they're freaking out. The fake sun god he's fucking pissed that all of his pets have been killed. He's pissed that the Straw Hats are riding their his pet cat, and as he's talking with them and trying to catch them with a net, they keep escaping, and some of the people who were captured by him are like, "Oh, hey, Sun God, please don't be mad at us. Um, they also killed your pet rabbits. Wasn't our fault. Please don't kill us." We get actually a really cool moment from Nami. I completely missed on my first reading, where she basically is talking and describing the way that this place is laid out, which I'm going to describe. So imagine the entirety of this um um the entirety of this Truman Show type fake Elbath is inside of a giant room. On one side, you have a fake tree, a fake Yggdrasil tree, and then on the opposite side, you have the mirror, which leads into the storage closet. So they went away from the tree. They went into the storage closet, found Chopper, and are now being chased into the diorama. And now they're running towards the tree. Well, Nami mentioned that she saw a map of the place inside of the storage room, and because of that, she actually knows where they are, and yeah, memorized the map, and she's guiding them, which it shows yeah, maps are Nami's specialty, and I like that gets acknowledged. And their plan is to go to the tree and break out through the mirror that way. And the fake sun god tries to throw a net over them, but Zoro immediately just uses his swords to break through, as well as um, uh, Sanji using some Diablo Jambe type thing. And the fake sun god's like, they fucking cut through metal wires? The fuck? And let's see, blah, blah, blah. He keeps talking about how, I underestimated them. History's being made, this is beauty of living dolls, a minimalist world, and it's all mine. He's, one of those classic, artist villains, and is just, ranting on how this world is so perfect. and yeah, and also gets hit by a green star from Usopp. But we get a bit of his backstory as we learn who he is. Oh yeah, and he gets hit with a little Gear 4. So I mentioned that in the last chapter we saw Luffy use a Gear 4 technique in base. Well, the thing is that the first time we saw Luffy use Gear 4 in base, and I believe the wording used was actually a Gear 3rd technique. So there was a lot of thing where people were confused, did it say Gear 4 as a typo? But here he uses Gear 4 in base and uses Kong Gun hit uh the fake Sun God, which, like, no, that is a Gear 4 technique. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Luffy can use Gear 4 in base. Um but yeah, we learn more about the Sun God. He is Road. He is one of the members of the new giant warrior pirates who serve under Hiruden, which we're going to be getting a lot from him. Which, just for a recap for people who are forgot, so the nation of Elbath has had the giant warrior pirates for generations upon generations. Where like Ural and Jarl, or whatever their names were, used to be the captains. Then Big Mom killed one of them when she was a child. Eventually, Dory and Broggy became the captains of the giant warrior pirates, and then they went on Little Garden, whereas a lot of their subordinates like Oimon and Kashi were taken in by the governments. Hence, there were no giant warrior pirates for a while. Well, Hiruden and decided to found the new giant warrior pirates with, himself as the leader, and he has his crew with a bunch of others, such as Road here, who's the navigator. And, Hiruden went to Dressrosa. He got turned into a toy, lifted up Usopp, and Usopp was called a god. And then at the end of the arc, drank sake with Luffy, joined the Grand Fleet, and basically said the new giant warrior pirates will serve under you, Straw Hat Luffy. Well, we get to Road. He is just on Elbath. He's just on Elbath, I believe. He didn't actually go to Egghead, and we see that his pet crow went out and picked up a ship and brought it to him. Considering that this is like, he's not surprised that he's brought a ship, this implies it's not the first time. Well, as you may remember, the Thousand Sunny was is basically tied to the Great Eric by a rope, and there was partying between both ships. Well, the first six Straw Hats were asleep on the Thousand Sunny. The Crow picked up the ship and brought it to Road. He found them and is like, "What? This is the Straw Hat Pirates, but the giant warriors were guiding them." And basically thinks, "Wait a minute, they fell asleep," and goes back to when he thinks back to when to a flashback we only see for one panel, which we've never seen this scene where Hiruden is explaining to Road, "Hey, by the way, I swore fealty to Straw Hats, so I'm your captain, but you have to listen to Luffy now because he's above me." And Road's like, "Seriously, what the fuck?" And just Road is talking to these unconscious Straw Hats, saying, "This is awesome. Hiruden joined you all on his own. He wanted us new giant warrior pirates to serve you. As if Elbath's strongest warriors don't follow itsy bitsy humans. Hasn't he got a shred of pride?" So, Road is this giant supremacist, who thinks these humans are inferior and is really pissed that his boss has, decided to do this. I'm almost imagining like an alternate universe where, like, where Jinbei stays as the where Jinbei and Arlong never break off from Fisher Tiger. You know, Jinbei becomes the new Fisher Tiger, and Arlong is like his second in command. Then imagine something where like during the events of imagine sort of an alternate universe Fishman Island where Jinbei is like, I'm wanting to join Luffy, and at that moment Arlong says, no, I hate humans. I will leave the crew. And, something like that. That's kind of what's happening here with Road. But yeah. Also, well, he gives them some knockout gas, changes them into some more Elbathian clothes to put in his essentially dollhouse. Also, uh, he is very much simping for the unconscious Nami, and I would like to note that he changed her clothes to get her into Elbath attire. I don't want to think about that. But yeah, as he's going through the diorama, Nami actually manages to use Zeus to hit him with a thunderbolt, and then Luffy gets in with the Kong gun and hits him, which I believe knocks him out. I don't. It's no. He Luffy doesn't punch Road with the Kong gun. I'm mistaken. They go to the back wall, which they were told, like, oh man, we're not going to be able to break through this. So as they're approaching the back wall with the tree, the Luffy punches through it with a Kong gun while Nami uses Zeus to hit Road with a thing. And we actually see this great small panel where it looks like Luffy's fist is stretching. So Luffy is like right near the end of the fake Elbath. His fist is stretching so far back, you actually see as it goes through the screen door and into the wooded area, as his fist does go all the way back into the storage room, and then all the way forward to break through the wall. If you're wanting to measure like how far can Luffy stretch, I'd actually probably look at this chapter. It's probably a pretty decent thing. And then and the chapter ends as Usopp and Chopper yelling, "We're free!" as they're jumping out of this diorama. And honestly, chapter a lot more fun than I remembered, and I had a lot of fun reading that. But yeah, see you next time for chapter 1130.